Blam Crotch Games!
Hey guys, welcome to Blam Crotch Games. This is probably going to be the last video that I put up before getting the Vive Pro 2. I did just recently get this 5600X to replace my 3600X. It's probably not going to make a huge difference in a lot of the VR games running at a really high resolution, but I do have a really nice curved high refresh rate gaming monitor that I play regular games on, and my son plays regular games on. So he just got Resident Evil Village for his birthday, and it runs between 120 165 frames per second pretty steadily if he doesn't crank all the settings completely up and have ray tracing on and all of that stuff. But you know, it depends on the part of the game. But so anyways, I was going to get this either way, and I've been thinking about it for a while, so I just went ahead and grabbed it, and I'm going to sell the other one. But first, I am not going to install that yet until I do at least a first 2 or 3 videos or whatever I decide on with a bunch of different games running on the Vive Pro 2 with the 3600X, to where I can at least get a baseline with that processor before replacing it. Then I'll go ahead and throw this one in. But today what I'm doing is a quick video to do a few different simulators because I haven't done them yet. So I'm going to do Project Cars 2, maybe Dirt, DCS, and Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'll take a look and see how it runs, what I have to do with the graphics to get it to run on the Oculus Quest 2. So I've only tried Microsoft Flight Simulator once before, and I played it with the Xbox gamepad, which wasn't ideal. And I didn't even like learn how to fly. I just kind of put it on to make sure it works and everything. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can, I'm not going to record it, you know, not knowing what the hell I'm doing, but I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get my HOTAS flight stick set up, use that on it, and then record, you know, just a quick couple minutes of video flying around, you know, to see just how it runs. And then that way we can have a baseline and compare it, even compare it and see how the Quest 2 runs using this once I install it. So, and I've done some other improvements on my computer, kind of make sure that everything is running how it should and dialed in pretty good. So it's running good. Anyways, that's about it. So I'm going to go ahead and get a game going, and then I'll cut the video right here, and then I'll magically have the headset on and be flying around or driving around or something. So here we go.
And we're airborne. Focus on flying straight. Use your rudders to keep the runway heading of 210 degrees. Maintain 75 knots, and we'll reach our target altitude of 5,500 feet in no time. Not quite ready to go there yet. Let's get back in position and try this again.
What, bitch? Dirt Rally was recording with the recording up high for some reason. I don't know why. I was looking into the car, you know, I could see the steering wheel and the dash and everything, but it looked like the camera was like mounted on my helmet pointing at the roof. So the video's kind of fucked up. I don't know why it's pointing off in that direction. That's just how it is.
3, 2, 1, go. Left 6, 80 through dip. Turn right 3 half long, don't cut. 60. Crest. Caution, turn right 1. Into, keep right over crest. Turn left 1, don't cut. Crest. And caution, turn acute right through dip, don't cut. Care right 4 half long. Immediate turn square left, don't cut. Left 6. And turn right 5, don't cut. 130. Turn hairpin left, don't cut. 60, crest. Right 1, don't cut. 100 through dip. Keep left over crest past junction 80. Caution right 4 long, intermediate square left, don't cut. Keep in, rocks on exit. 80. Turn left 3, 80 past junction 100. Keep left over crest. Right 5 continues for 100. Caution, keep left into turn right 1, don't cut. 60 through dip.
Before we start blowing things up though, let's first learn how to start up this bird and taxi to the runway. The first thing I'll ask you to do is turn on the electrical power by pressing right shift and L. With the electrical power now engaged, you can see that the heads-up display, or HUD, comes to life, as well as many instruments and cockpit lights. Before moving the aircraft, make sure that more than 3 minutes have elapsed in order to let the horizontal situation indicator gyro to align properly.
I see this, but what does it mean? Yeah, I ain't gonna fuck with this shit if they're not gonna give me any type of instructions in the tutorial to be able to figure out how the fuck to play it. This thing said that it was a tutorial on how to learn how to take off and fly. Well, where's the fucking tutorial? I see that it said you hold grip and then turn this to do right mouse click or left mouse click. It's not doing shit. Fuck this game.
Hello and welcome to Intro to Flight. In this tutorial, you will take off from Albany International Airport in the B-55 dual-prop plane, fly a standard traffic pattern, then land back on the starting airstrip. First, let's go over some controls. To your right, you will see the throttle levers. These control the speed of the aircraft. I recommend that you push or pull them together. A dedicated flight joystick will usually have a lever you can bind for this purpose, or you can bind it to any joystick axis or pair of buttons. You may also use the mouse or a VR hand controller. Binding is done in the settings menu under controls. Try pushing the throttle now. Back to the center, you will see the yoke. It looks a bit like a steering wheel. This controls your pitch, which decides whether you're going up or down, and your bank, which allows for turning left and right. You should bind the yoke to 2 axes of a joystick, or to 2 sets of buttons that are close together. If you are using a VR hand controller, you may simply grab the yoke and then tilt your hand to control both of its axes. Try moving the yoke now. In this flight, we will ascend when we take off, maintain the horizon when we are flying around, and then descend when we land. To the right of the attitude indicator is the altimeter. This indicates your altitude above sea level. Keep in mind that this is not the same as the altitude above ground. You are now ready for takeoff. Push the throttle to maximum. Look at the airspeed indicator. You will see a blue line around 95 knots. When you reach that speed, slowly pull on the yoke to take off. Try to aim for the first waypoint. You have reached liftoff speed. Gently pull on the yoke to rotate and begin climbing. Congratulations, you have started flying. The flaps and landing gear are being raised for you.
That's nice of you. Actually trying to make it easy so I can learn how to do this instead of not telling me nothing when there's a dash full of 100 switches. Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm gonna land it. Nope. It is slippery out. Well, I'm kind of surprised. On Dirt Rally, I turned the graphics settings up to ultra, and it ran buttery smooth. On Project Cars 2, I cranked up the graphics and it ran buttery smooth. Even on Microsoft Flight Simulator, I didn't mess with the graphics on that because when I went to play it, it popped up and said it had a 70 or 80 gigabyte update. So I sat downstairs for like an hour watching a movie. But after the update, when I got up here and got it going and everything, I didn't mess with the settings or anything. But it ran really good. It runs smooth. There were a couple parts I saw on, for instance, Project Cars 2, where I don't know if it was the frame rate, because on the Quest 2 headset, I had it set to run at 72 frames per second. 100%, everything that I played was 100% on Steam, super sampling, 100% on Oculus, just all set to baseline 100%, all at 72 hertz. But I noticed on some of the video, I think it was Project Cars, it looked almost like the frame rate was juddery or something when I watched it back. But in the headset itself, it was buttery smooth. It didn't look like that. So that might just have to do with 60 frames per second that I'm recording at, not lining up smoothly with the 72 that the headset was running at, to where it was like missing frames or something in the recording. But the actual gameplay itself on all of these games was buttery smooth. DCS, I mean, I tried. The tutorial on that, I'm not going to sit around and fart around for an hour to fuck with the game. If it won't make it easy for me to try and learn the game, then screw them, you know. I don't know. I still have it on here so I could try it again, you know, when I have some more patience or something. But right now I'm not going to fuck with it. But I mean, it was running fine. I just couldn't figure, it didn't tell me what to do. It didn't, like on the game after that, Fly Inside Flight Simulator, it had clearly defined, pull this button for the e-brake, flip this switch for the flaps or the, you know, whatever. Like, that game had a really good tutorial. I was able to fly the plane around, land the plane, whole deal. So anyways, I don't know what's up with that. Anyways, Vive Pro 2, I'm getting excited. It's looking like it's going to be good. Oh, by the way, in case nobody noticed on my earlier video, I was right when I said when I pointed out that the lenses, they look flat on the top and bottom, and the lenses like come out here far to the side, you know. The sweet spot is in here close to the inside of the lens, and then the lens itself stretches out to the side. I wonder if it's going to have like a skinny, wide FOV. It doesn't take a genius to know that. I mean, just from looking at the way the lenses are shaped, it's pretty clear. But hey, I was right. So anyways, I'll be back. Forget to subscribe.